games. They used to be the consolation prize for not going to the prom. But now, thanks to video games, nerds can buy the prom.
This morning, 16-year-old Kyle Booga Giersdorf is waking up $3 million richer after being named to the first ever Fortnite World Cup champion. The Pennsylvania teen beating over 40 million competitors from around the world to play a 6-game series on the World Cup stage. Booga's mom says her son has been playing video games since he was 3 years old and currently plays Fortnite between 8 and 10 hours a day.
When I started playing, my family was they weren't too sure about it, but what I told them is that eventually it'd pay off. Pretty much did.
Hell yeah, it paid off. This kid got $3 million for being the best at a video game, huh? This is gonna change everything, especially how parents run their homes. Yeah, because now parents are gonna be dragging their kids inside the house. Be like, no more playing with your friends and getting exercise. You need to be practicing your headshots, young man. That mortgage isn't gonna pay for itself. The whole debate surrounding immigration tonight was confusing, all right? At one point, it seemed like the Democrats were saying illegal immigration would still be illegal if they were in the White House. But then it sort of morphed, and then at some point it seemed like it wouldn't be a crime to sneak across the border into the US. It was a mess. And it's a mess that Donald Trump has successfully started to create. Because you realize he's started painting the Democrats as a party of open borders. And now they're struggling to convey their compassion for asylum seekers without sounding like they want to give visas to ISIS. And in the Democrats' defense, anytime one of them tried to make a nuanced argument, the moderators stepped in to tell them that they were out of time.
Those who are insufficiently insured are enrolled in Medicare.
Just 15 seconds.
And those who have employer-sponsored insurance.
Jake, this is important.
The healthcare industry will be advertising tonight on this program.
Thank you, Senator.
Big ideas that we can get done. The
Thank you,
states
Congressman.
They will see a 40% reduction in their health care. Thank you, Senator. If we could all just stick to the rules of the time, that would be great.
Yeah! You tell them, Jake, stick to the rules of the time. CNN doesn't have time for these candidates and all these people debating on how they're going to lower the price of prescription drugs. We got to make an ad for prescription drugs. It's coming up next. Come on. Voters are watching the debate like, I don't know who I'm voting for, but I'm going to ask my doctor about Lipitor. I got to talk to him. And if you tuned into the debate hoping to see conflict, it didn't take long for you to get your wish.
Vice President Biden's campaign calls your plan, quote, a have it every which way approach.
Well, they're probably confused because they've not read it. There will be a public plan under my plan for Medicare and a private plan under my plan for Medicare.
If you notice, there's no talk about the fact that the plan in 10 years will cost $3 trillion. You will lose your employer-based insurance. You can't beat President Trump with double talk on this plan.
You're just simply inaccurate in what you're describing. Your plan, by contrast, leaves out almost 10 million Americans. So I think that you should really think about what you're saying, but be reflective and understand that the people of America want access to health care.
That's right, 2 minutes into the debate, and Kamala was already removing her earrings, and Biden was removing his hair plugs. Oh, it's on. It's on. Now, this time, Biden and Kamala were arguing back and forth about who had a stronger health care plan. And compared to the previous skirmish, they were a lot more civil, as you saw. You know, this was like a couple fighting after the cops had told them to calm down, you know? Just like, nah, I'm trying to keep my cool here, but your healthcare plan ain't shit, just like your mama. A Republican senator is proposing a new law to try and curb social media addiction. And you have to admit that it is becoming a real problem. Social media is messing with our brains. Like yesterday, my buddy told me something that I liked, and I just tapped her twice on the forehead. It's a problem. Now, the senator's bill has suggested a few things, like limits for apps, you know, like how much time you can spend on them, which is fine, but I've got a few suggestions that I think would be way more effective. Like I was thinking, how about for every half hour you spend scrolling online, your phone automatically tweets out a picture of what you look like while you're spending all that time scrolling. That's what that should be. Huh? Or, here's another thing. If you want to get people off Instagram, we make a new feature where we say there's every 7th picture on your feed has to be a semi-nude photo of both of your parents. Yeah. Ah, yeah, you see, you're logging off already. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, I don't have any semi-nude photos of my parents. Well, I do. I'll send them to you.